and welcome to this video to compare Beak and Tweetie. Of course, you're probably familiar with Tweetie already, but I'll just show you the brief interface here. This one on the left is Tweetie. If I zoom in, you'll see on the left here you have your picture from your Twitter profile. Then you have this little speech bubble icon, which is your main tweet, and you see this blue dot that shows up when there's new tweets that you haven't read. Here is an @ symbol, which is showing your mentions. Your mentions will also have a blue dot on there if you have any unread ones. Direct messages is a little envelope icon, which will also have a blue dot if there's any unread. And then last icon is search, so you can search Twitter for users or posts. Then if you go to the bottom, you have a very discreet small icon, which if you click, you can see here it opens this little dialog box for typing your tweets. Next to the post button, after you've typed your tweet, is this little drop down, which allows you to either record a video to attach using your web camera, add an image to post with your tweet, or shorten your URL. It would, however, be nice if Tweetie had a bit more of an obvious tweet button, like maybe one up here with the rest, which is the case over here on the right with Beak. Beak has two icons down the bottom. The left one, I would zoom in for you, is create a new tweet. Then the next one is create a new direct message. In roughly pretty much the same place as on Tweetie, but bigger icons and colourful, so they stand out, so your eyes are more attracted to it. Whereas with Tweetie, you think it really should be up here somewhere. Also on Beak, the icons are up the top here. Tweet, mentions, messages, faves, and search and stats. As you'll notice, there's an extra icon. This is for stats. This is not available in Tweetie. Also, there is no icon for your favourites. How you look at what favourites you've got is you go to the icon on the top left, which is your profile picture icon. You double click it. This opens your very own profile with your name, username, profile picture, your tweets again here, then again your messages to you, then your favourites, so there you can see your favourites, and then next icon is your information, how many followers you got, how many people you're following, how many updates you've got, which in other words is how many tweets you've made. Next is how many favourites you've favorited, then your location if you put it in, your website if you entered it, and your bio. This screen's pretty much the same as you get for a user. So if I go back to tweets, here, how about MacMan Limited? Actually you can single click, here's a user's icon. You get their list of tweets, @ or mentions, favourites and information. Then if you pull down the drop down menu this time, for another user you get the option to do a public reply to him, which you press Apple R, direct message, open his page in the Twitter page actually on Twitter's website. It then tells you if that user is following you or not, and you can press follow if you're not following the person already, or if you are, it says stop following, and you can stop following them from there. On your favourites though, I forgot to mention that on your favourites, one drawback to Tweetie is you cannot remove any favourites. If you right click, you can mark as favourite, but you can't actually remove it. if we go to the favourites on Beak, you can't right click, but if you see this little star icon on the actual message, you can click to favourite or unfavourite it by clicking it again. So on Beak you can actually unfavourite, which you can't in Tweetie. The drawback though that Beak does have, which Tweetie doesn't, is Tweetie can remember your login. So when you reopen the application, you can just get on with using the application. So far this option is not available in Beak. You have to log in with your username and password. You have to type it both in every time. However, the creator has said, through when I mentioned it on his Twitter, that he is planning to add a remember passwords for the 1.0 version of Beak, as Beak is currently only a beta. So hopefully that will be resolved soon. But as you can see, they are actually very, very similar interfaces. Both are good. However, Tweetie will put advertising in between posts occasionally, not very often, but sometimes, unless you pay $20 for registration. I don't know about the final version, but the beta of Beak, so anyway, is completely free. There's no ads and no registration fee. The top menus are pretty much the same as you'd expect in Beak as in in Tweetie. There is slightly more options on Tweetie, such as go to my profile, things like that. There's a few more options, but most of them you can go about other ways in the interface, and you probably won't use regularly, really, anyway. Both has an option to check for updates, but preferences so far, if you go to preferences on Tweetie, you can see there's quite a few options. You've got display name, full, or just a username. Font size, URL shortening service such as bit.ly, tinyurl, digbar, and a couple others. Or image service, you can pick TwitPic, yfrog, twitgoo, and some others. These options are so far not in Beak, unfortunately. You can add multiple accounts to Tweetie. You kind of can in Beak, because you can just log in with whatever username, but you can't add it this way of doing it. Advanced, you have various options like repost and syntax. You can have RT for retweet at username then message, or the message and then via the username. You can have an option to maintain the scroll of where you left off when you last opened the application, or auto scroll straight to the latest tweet at the top. And a few other options such as turning off ads, which you can't do unless you register, but if you register you can turn them off. Tweetie also shows a red dot notification on its icon when you have new tweets, when you have the application open. This so far is not in Beak. Tweetie also has an icon up here, which if you have it minimized will bring Tweetie back up, but also it's a black color, but if you have new tweets it will also go blue to let you know you have new tweets. Beak, they both are fairly similar applications. I recommend you try both out. Yeah, so I'll include the URL to both applications in the description and on the video, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and please rate, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching.